she rests that foop on your pelvic bone, and then she has to ride it to and get that stimulated. I can in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
What was the last? Why? Oh, by the way, mentally ill. Yes.
Yeah. The simplest way to put it, I have problems.
Hey, how's it going? Let me power up my phone. Yeah. I was texting someone. I was sending a message. I was like, already regretting this podcast that I agreed to do, but let me just send. I send that, then I powered off. But you got me for an hour.
Yeah, all right, man.
There you go.
We appreciate you.
So excited. So excited. Cut my gym workout short.
Yeah.
But hey.
Sorry to inconvenience you.
No, if there's a place to be upset on a podcast, it's the fucking depression hour with Jimmy O'Reilly. Like, here's a great place to be upset. So I feel like most podcasts I wouldn't do this, but this is the true me. So this fucking sucks. I got the message last night at 10 p.m. He's like, are you ready for tomorrow? It's 1 p.m. I went, oh, fuck, I agreed to what?
I figured you forgot.
How are you? It's great. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you.
I've never felt more wanted on my own podcast than I do right now.
Yeah. Don't you want to be on theme, or do you guys want to go back to what we were talking about before? Talk about workshop comedy stuff where everyone will tune out.
Yeah, we were talking shop.
Yeah, the things that make us want to quit this job. Okay.
Can we change our name to Jimmy's Depression Hour?
We could do that. You know what? The Jimmy Depression Happy Hour. We'll call it that. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, happy hour.
We get a sponsor from Goodyear. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out. Let's do it. Maybe Better Health will sponsor this bullshit.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I'll look into it. Okay, so what are JJ, are you mentally ill?
Well, I mean, all of us are mentally ill. I think, here's my theory.
Okay.
Stop me when you want me to end the rant.
Yeah.
Everyone is mentally ill. We're just in a special world where we're so delusional because we want success and fame and adoration that we'll go in front of a bunch of strangers and talk about it. The normal mentally ill will sit there in the dark. They'll laugh pleasantly.
Yeah.
And then they'll go see a professional and do what we do without any jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes.
I think a bunch of us are doing that too.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So you think you have to be mentally
Yes, I think.
Yeah. You have to be mentally ill to be a comedian.
No, I think you have to be mentally ill to live in this world.
Yeah.
The people who are not mentally ill, they kill themselves. They realize this sucks. You always have to pay taxes. You always have to pay rent. You're unhappy in a relationship with your boss or the person you love. So the best bet is just fucking put a bullet through your head for peace and serenity.
Serenity.
Or move to Tibet, shave your fucking head. Don't talk and eat like a monk. But yes, I am a little mentally ill. Is this too much energy for this podcast? Is this way too much? Do you have a bunch of... I'm telling you, it's the fucking high noons.
We can end it right now.
That's you said everything that you said.
Oh my God. You meant the pod.
Yeah.
You've just said everything that needed to be said right there.
You've never met me, so you had no idea what kind of insanity...
Yeah,
you know what bothers me? I'm so happy right now with this level of insanity. It's like, I needed this. That's what hate that this is what I needed, but this is what I needed.
What happens usually? Most people come on here and it's like, oh, poor me. I'm on what's the SSRIs? Zoloft. What's the big SSRIs?
Lexapro.
Alexa, is that what you're on?
Yeah, I was on that one too.
Really?
I did it for a while, but I pissed my doctor off. I quit it cold turkey.
So what do? They just keep on fucking pumping it up more with no solution, right?
No, what happened with me is my dick quit working, so I just flushed him down the toilet, and I just quit taking them. And then when I went in, he was like, hey, you're not supposed to quit Lexapro cold turkey. Yeah. It'll cause suicidal ideation. And I was like, Doc, I was going to kill myself if my dick quit working.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just figured if I got to die, I'm dying with a working dick.
Yeah.
And I flushed it all down the toilet, quit it cold turkey, and I never took another depression med.
Oh,
I just
sick.
Raw dog life after that.
Yeah,
Well,
and
mushrooms.
and box with your hard
And-
dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, I just
have a-
raw dogged after
I
that.
have a theory too, and because I feel everyone's depressed and everyone suffers, but I literally once made a video. There's no excuse for depression. You literally go for a run, you pop in a Zyn,
Yeah.
you rub one out, you take a cold shower, life is good.
Always something.
Yeah, if you do those 4 things in a row, you'll be fine. Cold shower, jump in that cold plunge after you fucking bust that fucking devil out of your nuts, you'll be fine, bro. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Dude.
Brisk walk
I
doesn't
gotta
even
start
have to be a
that.
run.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
order.
because I ain't running
I'm
nowhere
gonna
unless they're
start with
shooting.
the walk.
Well, that's why I said brisk walk.
Yeah, I ain't running nowhere. They have to shoot for me to run. Brisk walk is all you're getting.
You were gonna say run.
Nah,
being
he looked
inclusive.
at me. No, he ain't running. No, I'm not.
I did actually. So I was just in Vegas over the weekend, and I do I saw this older couple. They must have been in their 60s or something
Yeah.
like that. And the guy's clearly not a fitness guy, but they go out. The couples that go out for that morning walk, and I'm like, you really only need to do that to mentally. You don't need listen to a podcast or not listen to a podcast. Like I take my dogs out first thing in the morning for an hour, go around, get a coffee. Don't listen to anything. Try not to check my phone. 5 days a week, I'm good, and mentally, I'm in the best state.
Yeah, I have to do that sometimes when I'm having an anxiety attack. I'll just leave my phones at the house and just walk my neighborhood.
Sure.
Just go walk. Just
Nice.
just feel the breeze on my face and just not think about nothing. Just go,
Yeah.
okay, I got to get this out.
Is this more of the vibe of the podcast? Because if it is, I really fucking ruined it.
No, you did
you're
not.
right where we need to
You
be. man.
created
If
it.
this was the vibe where Jimmy's
Dude,
like,
the vibe is what?
sounds nice.
No,
Oh,
no,
that's
your
great.
vibe was what we needed.
Oh,
It's
good.
so
Oh,
right.
cool. Oh, yeah.
This
Check
is
the
just
bro.
a podcast.
Yeah,
I'm not.
JJ came in like, I'm
I don't
anarchy.
talk
We
like
needed that.
that.
Oh, just, yeah. No, it's, yeah, it's 12 milligrams of Lexapro. and then once a week I speak to the BetterHelp agent, and it's good.
We're going to be on.
But it's nice.
He's going to get us on NPR if we keep letting him go.
So
Okay, that's
you
all I know.
must watch our podcast because you just nailed it.
No, I love, I actually like podcasts. The only podcast, again, this might be like ball washing, but to me, Rogan is God. Whatever Rogan says, I did. I don't get vaccinated because Rogan, not in terms of like if he said, I'm not, where some people are so crazy where they're like, no, I listen, based off educated information. And then I make my own decision. Kind of, I heard that's what Trump does. He'll listen to like 20 different people and then he'll choose, you know what I'm saying? At his parties, he'll have like 20 people, like, when they do the fundraisers with the rich and famous, he'll say, what do you think of so-and-so? And then everyone at the room goes around, says their opinion. And I know this firsthand. It's been publicly said by, I watched the All In podcast, which is David Sachs and Chamath and the other two. But yeah, and I kind of think about that in terms of life. So in terms of podcasting, I like to listen to, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but the ones I listen to, I'm like a loyal fan, like Rogan, Founders Podcast, which is amazing. And then the All In Pod. I like to I'm a whore for information. So I'm not going to listen to
I like
an
Ryan
hour of a guy
Sickler's The
crying.
Honeydew. Sickler's The Honeydew is the best because it's like us. I mean, he asks you, hey, tell me about the low lights, not the highlights of your life.
Oh, is that what his thing is?
Yeah. So they talk to you about the things that went wrong.
Well, if I do Honeydew, when he asks the low life, I'm saying, well, I did on Monday, December 17th, this podcast with Jimmy Moynihan. And, hopefully.
They were sad as fuck, boy. They were so sad. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Something wasn't plugged. See, that's the other thing. I just moved here. I worry about that East Coast energy that I bring here, and people are like, we talked about that once.
Yeah, he's one.
No, you're fine with it. But some people, it's a different.
Oh yeah.
This has more of a West Coast LA vibe, which is fine. I love it out here. But when you're super aggressive and you always like to poke the bear for a reaction, I wonder if it's distasteful.
Which is it's annoying is what it is. And also, like, so, like,
This energy is annoying?
No, people getting upset about...
Oh, yeah, people get up. People are very sensitive,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, very sensitive. But
Have you done a lot of comedy outside these
that's
city
why
limits?
you're very refreshing to the scene, JJ.
Well,
That's why
I'm super funny, yes.
yeah.
I'm waiting on that part. We're gonna wait.
The first time I met him, actually, I just had a showcase, literal showcase in front of Adam Egan, and I had a rough set for me, but I guess he'd never seen me.
Yeah.
And so I walk off stage,
my
and this doofus is...
I'm so sorry.
He was just smiling.
I was in the
He's
zone.
such good energy though, like that all the time.
Oh, sure. I want someone around like that. I want my world surrounded by good people.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to make fun of them for being faggots. Like,
Yeah, you got to be fair.
You can bleep that out? Is that sure?
Well, that's what I like about you.
Where's my H?
Yeah, I've sucked a cock.
Okay, yeah, well, you're...
Oh, yeah, so you have the F
I
pass.
was going to say, he's black. He can say it.
I do like... You're like a good human being too, eh?
Nobody's going to think it after this show.
But you are. You have...
Oh, he's a sweetheart.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you're proper. Like you. I'm sure you go to church once a week. You're good. You're good. Oh, you're not.
I got kicked out. Churches.
For what?
I
don't
kept calling
wanna know.
out BS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Chloe Branch told me I'm a bad person.
interesting.
No.
I'm not a good Christian because I keep telling other Christians, hey, you can't, be telling people they can't come here because they're gay when you're cheating on your wife.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So, are you atheist or are you still?
No, I still believe in God and Jesus.
Yeah.
I just don't believe in other Christians a lot of times.
Really? You see so that's the problem I have with religion too.
Yeah.
I like, this is the part of like when you're in so I was hanging out with a porn star this weekend in Vegas, a very big porn, like she's a big porn star.
Mhm.
And, the industry of porn and comedy and poker, I used to play cards, which was very depressing.
Yeah.
Because you lose all the time. And where comedy, you don't make money. I'm 44. I don't have money. But at least the win in life that can get you through the day is killing on stage, right? So you don't need money if that kill is good. But we were talking about how the porn industry is very similar to comedy. And you get a sense, you can really suss out people who are phony. You can suss out that energy, fakeness. And that's like, there's cult-like fakeness, whether you're in church, or you're in a corporation where people are like, and you're like, you're a fucking phony, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's just a layer, whatever layer of honesty that you can get from a human being, you don't get that out of most people. And they put whatever front is in front of them. And I'm like, yo, you're like someone who's always happy. And you're like, come on. Yeah, I know you want to go home and you want to fucking end it.
Yeah, you beat your wife and kids as soon as you leave here, man.
It's true. What do you know that I don't know?
Yeah.
Right? Like how are you happy all the time? And I get having a positive attitude like him, right? But there are moments we talked about last week. I don't know if you want to talk where you relapsed or what did you do?
Yeah, I relapsed. Yeah.
Is that bad?
No, we
Okay.
talked about it last week.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Did you call him a fucking loser drunk?
Man, I was mad that he didn't call me. I was like,
That's
bro,
what I
call
said.
me, bro. I'm your boy. If you need help. I offered to take him to a meeting. I was like, let's call me up, bro. I literally don't do shit with my life except
Really?
I'm throwing my life away, basically, at this point. I like, basically, for the holidays, since I'm off the road, I've been playing video games and watching cartoons.
Great
Just
life,
Christmas
eh?
cartoons. Dude, it's been amazing.
I heard Elon Musk talking about the video games, how it really actually. So they talk again. I'm repeating facts that I've seen on podcasts. That the best surgeons are actually big video gamers.
Really?
And that, it's something to do with your mind and your hand. I don't know what the whole thing is. I listen to things, repeat them, and I don't have the information to back them up.
I'm gonna tell you what's weird about it now. I used to have to play, like I used to have multiple things going, so there'd be the TV's making noise. I'm playing a video game. There's something running on this screen. And now, ever since, this is the first time where I'm just like, it's silent in my room, and the only sound is just that video game. There's no movie playing.
It's perfect, yeah.
It's just like I'm just in the zone right now. And it's very calm because I don't have to make noise to turn off the noise in my head.
That's how I got tinnitus. This bitch I was dating, we go rent the Airbnb.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get in. It was a cottage. I just wanted to get in and relax. She puts on fucking YouTube. She's blasting music, drinking vodka, and it just went, and I said, you dumb cunt, I knew it.
Yeah, she's trying to silence demons.
Yeah. I walked into another room.
Yeah.
That's she was an OnlyFans model, my first girlfriend. And I walked into another room and have you ever heard the ringing in your ear?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go away. That's what tinnitus is.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. And you eventually get used to it. Like, I don't hear it unless I want to hear it. So I go into this room after, and she's blasted, and I just went, fuck. And she's like, what's the matter? And I went into the room and I just locked myself in there. Because I knew right away. I knew it because usually you get that ring. Like, I'll get in my left ear and it goes in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it'll sound, you know what it sounds like? A dog whistle.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
You can just hear it in here.
Man.
And I have it, but I don't get disability from it because I was in a combat zone. I was on the USS Tripoli when they were firing the big guns. Yeah.
Right.
And so I have this ringing. And if it's super, super silent, like when I'm meditating, I can hear it go, and then I have to just go, block that out.
So just
part of the meditation.
Yeah.
How do you have to block it out?
This is how annoying it is. Record one of your sets and play it back and think that's the noise in my ear all the time. Just that painful, like you just, what is it, Van Gogh?
Oh my God.
Wow. No, I actually don't know if it's, sometimes I think it's gone. I try not to think about it.
Because once you're not, if you're, focused on anything else and you've been blocking it out for a while, it becomes like anything else. Like how you just make your body get used to pain. You go, well, that's just hurts for now.
That's
so
just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. So it's weird, but I have it, and they told me, sorry, we're not sure you got that in the military. I said, well, I didn't fire that gun in my ear at my house.
Oh, so they didn't pay you?
Yeah, they won't pay me for it.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, no. There's a lot of. I got PTSD, and they told me we're not sure you got that in a combat zone.
Still,
you have it?
God! Mm-hmm. Have you ever tried the? I guess you guys have talked about the because I know the military vets who have PTSD. They do the what is it? The sessions with the doctors for not DH.
The mushrooms.
Yeah, mushrooms, but also the MDMA and stuff like that.
I haven't done the MDMA.
Yeah. Have you done the mushrooms?
I have
with the doctor.
No, I actually went out because in Texas, they weren't going to do the study. So I found out, well, what's the information? Then I went and found a Sherpa here and said, hey, bro, I want to do mushrooms, but I want to do it in a safe environment. Never done it. I need it measured to my body. And these people were like, well, you weigh this much. You're going to have to take this amount. Here's how you're going to intensify it. Also, here's a journal. You're going to journal during it. I did that whole thing. Best thing I ever did in my life.
Recently?
Best. Yeah, I actually did it in 2023. Yeah. And when I tell you there were things I used to have panic attacks about and still would freak out about, that shit quieted. Wow. Like it closes the loops in your brain.
How many grams did you do?
I'd have to go back and read it, but it was a lot for my body weight.
It was a heroic dose kind of thing? Because have you done it?
What?
Shrooms.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do? A lot or just like one?
I always do a decent amount when I do it.
Like more than 4? I think that's what it is. I think 4 or more is that heroic dose.
Yeah, it was for my body weight, it was a bunch.
When I would do it, it was like 4 to 6.
Really?
And I would do it by myself.
Really?
And I just like going on these solo trips. No, I had the light on sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, I did it in the daytime, man. I had to.
I would go to
I had to have it today. I went out and watched my fence breathe barefoot in my yard. It was amazing.
I go out to parks and just
parks are awesome if you're gonna do it because you feel like everything is so sensitive because you're like, man, the sun, you can tell where it's hitting your face, you can feel where the wind's blowing out of. You're just in tune with nature, and I was just like, oh, I needed this. I could feel the grass under my feet. I could hear my pulse in my ear. I was
really?
Like,
wow.
The nighttime's great. The stars.
I did that at night because I was still high 12 hours later. So I went outside.
12 out? No, I don't want that shit.
Oh, I was going for 12, bro.
I want 4 hours
I was
max.
going for 12.
Oh, my God.
Like I was going. Like at night, I was outside and my youngest daughter showed up to come check on me. And we were talking. outside, and I said, "That's the North Star. There's the Big Dipper." And I was showing her all these, and she said, "How do you know this?" And I said, "I learned it as a kid, and I was teaching." She said, "Why didn't you ever do this with us when we were kids?" And I was like, "See, you don't think about how you're disconnected from your own childhood sometimes."
You're like, the weed wasn't as strong back then.
It was terrible, man. It was terrible weed. We smoked potpourri back when Motley Crue was big, and the weed was terrible.
When was this?
I graduated in '89. I'm old as shit, bro.
Yeah,
you get it. See, I love you already. You make me feel right.
10 years after that, 99.
Yeah, 2006.
Yeah. And then one day we're going to die and someone's going to go 2045.
Yeah. Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I won't be here. I'm trying to check out after this.
Yeah,
21 years.
You're going to live forever.
Yeah, right.
I probably will. That's scary too, because my grandparents all were 100.
Were they really?
They were all in their 100.
Wow.
But they were all. My thing is, I don't mind getting old like them if I can still walk on my own, live on my own, all that cool stuff. Like my grandfather on my dad's side was mowing his yard all the way up to he was 93.
Really?
Every summer.
I read a book. I think, what was it? Not Life of Charlie, I think it was. The guy lived until 100 years old, I thought 100 and something. And the whole book was, I'm trying to remember, it was based off of the author wanted to meet a guy, or there was a neighbor. He wanted to know Life of Charlie, how to live so late in life and what's the key, like the happiness thing. But it is crazy when you think of it, like how many lifetimes you see. And now as I've gotten older, how many people through comedy I've met are dead now. Like, it's crazy all the time, every year.
That's part of why we did this. Really? I didn't want to bury another friend.
Oh, really?
I've buried so many people in comedy over the years. People that sometimes you just meet a person and y'all vibe, and then next time you go, "Hey, where are they at?" And then you find out they passed away.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like weird stuff, like, hey, complications from diabetes, he died in his sleep. Okay, that's one. But then what's the one where it's like, nah, man, he put a 9mm in his mouth? That's another one.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that bother me the most. I was like,
I think the one that would bother me is to get so old where it's just you, all your friends are dead, and then like your grandkids start dying. You're like, Jesus
that would be
Christ,
miserable.
Outliving a grandkid because they just died of natural causes.
I feel like I'm gonna do that.
And you're 99, eating in some restaurant with your chicken all carved up because you can't chew anymore, and you're just there. You shit yourself. Nobody knows.
What?
They think it's the baby and it's just you. Those fucking age spots and yeah.
Well, yeah.
Can't even stroke your dick anymore.
Ah, that would suck.
Yeah, it would suck, man. You're just there in existence. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, so the future is bright.
It doesn't feel it. It doesn't feel it, but it is, though. It really is.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm living in the now. And I'm in my mid-30s and I shit my pants. Imagine when I...
Did you really? Based off what was it? What happened? You just...
It was just like I thought the classic, I thought it was a fart.
I've never had that happen.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I once, I had a little squeaker, but it didn't come out.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like fully.
So what do you think? It just feels like a fart?
Yeah.
It really does?
Yeah, you think you're about to fart, and then all of a sudden you start feeling like it's right there at the door, and then you go, that's a burglar.
Really?
You just gotta squeeze it. You gotta go, we gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh,
now.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never had.
Really?
Thankfully, yeah.
I feel like you'd be someone that would have
embrace it.
great control of his anus.
Yeah. Nothing. But yeah. So what happened? You just thought was it out at a show? I actually have thought, what do I do if I do shit myself? I know I'd probably take an Uber, but then you just get into the Uber nose down, like you kind of just like you like a bot. When they're like incoming grenade, you just dive in.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Yeah.
You don't want to shit on it.
Yeah.
The first time. So this is the first time I shit my pants. Yeah. This was in college.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I had been drinking a considerable amount, and I was at a party.
Yeah.
And
what college?
Yeah.
No. What?
Oh.
What?
I thought you said
what
in college. Oneonta, SUNY.
Oh, upstate New York.
SUNY, school.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm at this, and I'm talking to a girl.
Yeah. Bet she was a pig, but go on.
Oh, dear.
Oh, God.
And I was trying to let out a silent fart, and I straight up just shit. Mid conversation in the kitchen of a college party.
Did you just walk away at that point?
I walked away immediately. I didn't say goodbye. I just
Oh, you could have said, "Hey, quick question. I have to go unless you're into scat play."
I was thinking about it.
Going to find a way to turn it into a win. I love that.
This was like.
By the way, who farts while in conversation? It's not like you're on the plane and you don't know
I've
anyone.
been drinking.
You're trying to get laid and you just went, "Let me sneak one
There
through.
was so
Let
many-
me sneak one through in between where your family's based out of and do you have any other siblings?" Isn't that
First
crazy?
of all, I'm not going to lie. The drinking, I get, but that is the most diabolical thing I've ever heard. It's like, I'm a fart during this conversation.
For what it's worth, I've eaten cum out of pussy and it was another man's. But
Yeah, it was a different
I
time.
feel that's more diabolical than sneaking in a fart.
It was
They're both levels of diabolical. Okay.
it was a different time back then.
It was a different
Yeah.
time.
Same with me. Different time.
And it was there was a lot of smells, to be fair. So I've thought I can sneak
Like
one
a
through.
plane. That's why the plane one is the most.
Yeah.
The plane one is amazing.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. You
or
can
like a
just literally
buffet.
Shit your
And, like,
I've never farted
there's like
on a
20
plane,
different-
man.
Really?
Never.
The two things I love is the hard on the plane when you take it
Oh,
off,
that's great.
and then the farting.
Well, I'm
Just
not living my
hard-ons
life
and
as good as
farts.
I think you two are because I've never been hard on a plane either. Most times, if I'm on a plane, I'm like, man, I hope they shut the fuck up so I can go to sleep real quick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm knocked out.
The other hack is where everyone knocks on Spirit. I love Spirit because you just pay a little extra and you get that big front seat, and there's so much space.
It's nice.
I don't know. I did that yesterday from Vegas, 2-hour flight, just sitting there, all the room. There's like a table right beside me. It's not first class, but it's you get free drink. And it was like an extra $50, and I couldn't
Worth
even.
it sometimes. For
Yeah.
sure.
I don't know why people shit on it. It's the best plane, an Airbus, and
Yeah, I flew it out of Canton, Ohio one time going to Denver, Colorado, and it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. There were only 6 people on the whole damn plane. So they were like, hey, as soon as the door shut, y'all can all spread out.
Yeah, but they need it for the weight. They have to put
Yeah, so then as soon as that door shut, everybody spread out, got their own 3, went to sleep. All 6 of us.
That's great.
That was amazing.
Yeah, during the pandemic, when I moved from Canada to America, nobody was flying out of Canada. So you basically couldn't fly.
Right.
They convinced you. They lied to you and said you can't travel. And when you do come back, you have to you'll get tickets if you don't quarantine. They were really crazy up there. Yeah, a lot of places were. But anyways, back to you being suicidal or depressed.
I thought we were talking about him shitting on himself.
So, that
would have gave me depression if I shit myself mid-conversation.
Yeah, so that happened. I walked out. This was the hockey house.
Oh, really?
So I was there. All my friends played hockey. So I was at this place all the time. I felt pretty comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I'm an alcoholic and I'm not going home. You know, there's beer in there.
Stop it.
So I went into the neighbor's yard. It was March and it was snowing. So there was a bunch of snow on the ground. I go into the neighbor's backyard. I pull my pants down. I pull my underwear down. I dig a hole in the snow and bury my underwear in the snow.
Yeah.
And then I take snow and clean my ass with
Oh my God, that's
slushy
actually pretty
snow.
smart.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was there and I'm like, I'm going to make this really clean. And I went to town and then I put my pants back.
And your pants didn't have shit. It was just in the underwear.
It wasn't a lot, but it was
enough.
Yeah.
Enough.
It was enough to
make a
leave.
shit snowman. Enough to go outside and
And then I just walked back into that party like a serial killer. I was just like, just like nothing happened.
You know what? That is the most Bear Grylls bullshit story a white person has ever fucking told me. And I don't even know how to process you two right now.
I don't know who the fuck Bear Grylls is.
That's that white dude that's always out there in the woods like, we're going to survive and drink my own urine if I have to. That is some Survivor level shit. I thought it was
like some guy you grew up with and Bear Grylls.
Yeah. Y'all know Bear from Bubba Neal's.
I thought it was like the prior character he did. What was his name again? What was that guy? It was so funny.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's what I thought you meant.
Bear Grylls. He sounds like a rapper kind of.
I can tell you he ain't.
You going to the Bear Grylls show?
I wish it was. Yeah. Dude, that should be a rapper's name. Yeah. You're right. That should be. But no, he was not. It was just this white dude that went out into the... I don't know why I used to watch white guys go into the wilderness and survive, like naked and afraid and all that crazy shit.
I bet you were hoping.
Oh, well, dude, I couldn't do it.
I hope
I hope he dies for my ancestors.
a wolf was going to fuck him up.
Fight that.
You're rooting for nature every time.
Every episode. I'm like, take him out. But no, it never happened. He always came back.
And you said, sorry, you were from Louisiana?
I grew up there.
Is it amazing?
I loved it.
Really? When were you? What year?
Let's see. Jesus had made the swim team. I was old as shit. So let's think about this. 74
so the 80s.
All the way up into the 80s. Okay. Really? 89. I lived in Louisiana that whole time.
Big city or small town?
All of them. I did everything from New Orleans all the way up to Monroe, Louisiana.
Military family?
Dad worked for the federal government after he got out the military.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah, so we traveled a lot. Yeah.
Really? And it was just like a normal thing, eh?
Yeah, man.
Really?
I did not. I went through 6 different schools from kindergarten to 4th grade.
And did you like the small town? It was very racist in Louisiana?
You know what? So let's talk about that. This is what's so weird about growing up at that time. We would be somewhere and we didn't know how long we were going to be there. So I was the kid that was like, I'm going to be funny, make them laugh, make friends real quick, and then I may be gone next
White
year.
Schools or?
All white schools.
Really?
Almost all predominantly white. And here's why. Because back then, my dad worked for the federal government. And if we bought a house, he's got to be able to sell that house quick when we go to the next place.
Yeah.
So traditionally, houses in white neighborhoods sold quicker than houses in black neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. So we lived in a lot of white neighborhoods. But because you live in white neighborhoods, it means you're going to get a neighbor that you know is probably in the Klan. And so I had to beat the shit out of his kid because his kid would be hitting me with the hard R. Yeah. And I'd be like, well, I guess I got a
neighbor.
They were calling you retard?
I love you, you dumb fuck. I love you so much. Yeah, they did. And I could read. And I was mad. I beat him with my retard strength like 8 gorillas. So,
well, we did this for an hour. We got 1 clip. Great. Fantastic.
Dude, it was weird.
Really? That's crazy.
I'll tell you the one that got...
And it was normal, eh?
Yeah.
It was just a normal thing. That's how life was.
And then I would get a couple of white friends, and then I was notorious for like, hey, that kid's my friend. You can't pick on him. And they'd be like, well, we can beat your ass too. And I'm like, well, that's not going to happen. So I used to beat up bullies. That was my reputation. Come to the school, be like, see, you pick on my friends. I don't only have a few. I got to fuck you up.
This is so weird because I'm from Toronto, where like I've said this before. There are people racist, obviously. Oh, yeah. But because you're such in a melting pot and there's so much diversity. When I was in my closest friends in grade school, we all just played red ass and stuff like where you grab a ball and you have a wall, and if you drop it, So you take a tennis ball, throw it against a wall, and we just played every sport. Football this season, baseball that season. And then if you drop the ball, you just chuck it and hit some guy.
Wow. So you guys are pretty tough. I thought Canadians were pussies.
Tough? Well, no, because we grew up with hockey. We're all fighters, tough guys.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Guys,
you got to do scrapping hockey.
Yeah, a lot. And that was a time, this is the 80s too, when fighting was big and guys would fight. There would be brawls. But in my school, I just remember, I remember in grade school when I was grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, all my boys was like, Chinese, Koreans, black, brown, white. It was just a very normal. again, Toronto, Canada, big multicultural city. So it's
New Orleans, yes. Monroe, no.
Really, it is very foreign to me too. I talk about this with I was in New York the last 3 years, and a couple of my buddies at one of the club, my home club, they're black comics, and they talk so much about race, and I'm like, that's crazy to me because that's not really a conversation that I grew up in. And it's like everything it's like a big, I'm not saying it's bad, like the record show, but it's not in my mind, and maybe that's an ignorance of me, but also I do think it was like a surrounding, like even our comics in Toronto, I do have my crew with Ryan Long and Danny Polishuk. That was the three of us. But even outside of that, like when we all met up in New York 2 months ago, everyone was down. They got a Persian guy, an Indian guy, like all the Toronto boys met up, we're hanging out, and they're like my close friends. So our crew was based out of the home club. It was like you had everything. And here it does. In America, it's very similar to how sports was. The sports locker room is really divided up by, like, you see some of the white guys. You see it in a lot of football more so because you'll have like a lot of the white guys hanging together and a lot of black guys hanging together. Yeah. And it's just a different thing.
Military was like that until they started shooting at us. When you go through an explosion or get shot at with a group of guys, it's funny how race disappears.
Yeah, I bet.
There's no race when bullets are flying. You're like,
and sexuality. I'd be blowing somebody. If I'm on my way out, somebody gonna get some dick sucking.
That's everybody's like, why are you trying to save JJ? You shut up and leave him alone. That's my boy. Get him out of here.
It was like that at the JCC too. When I went there, like the Jewish people were separate.
Are you Jew?
Yeah, my mom's side.
Really?
So I would go to the JCC, and the Jewish people would be separate from the really, really Jewish people.
Oh, yeah, I believe that.
Oh, I hate them both.
You can say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I?
I think you can.
Yeah,
okay. I think it's safe to say that. I won't be saying that.
Oh, you can say it.
No,
I didn't know
there's some
Moynihan
Jewish women that I really love, and they know who they are.
My dad.
Hole's a hole.
Yeah.
Just don't have an opinion.
I want one of my next kids to be chosen. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something right now. Jimmy wasn't chosen. So everything I've heard come out of his mouth, I don't think God's like this one.
Yeah.
The alcoholic who shits
At parties and goes back to
parties and wipes his ass with snow from the poor neighbor walks his dog and like, oh, I guess a Rottweiler was here yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was me.
Yeah. Then they find Fruit of the Loom underwear once the snow melts.
Dude, salute. That's all I'm saying. Salute. That was wild. That's a wild ass story between the both of y'all.
Yeah, man.
I didn't tell a story. I was just punching it up, making it.
So this is
I had no story. I was
this
just
is a
making
segment that we do.
Oh yeah. Oh, hold on.
Okay. So we like to be positive on this podcast. So we ask every guest, what was the last moment when was the last time that you said, hey, I'm okay with myself?
Never. I don't do gay shit like that.
All right. Well, this segment's not going good so far. Usually they talk more about that.
Oh, rephrase. I don't do gay shit like that.
Okay.
I'm grateful. Does that help? I do daily affirmations of gratitude.
Good.
Okay.
And so
does that fall under your
I think
loser depression?
Yeah. Gratitude always.
I once did a podcast.
Yeah.
A guy in New York. His name's Ted Jones.
Okay.
Nobody watches it. Sorry, Ted. But I guess his family does. And I guess his grandmother messaged him and said, "Why is this guy so mean?"
Oh.
Like, am I? I don't think I'm mean. I feel I'm likable.
Grandmas and little kids are the ones you need to listen to.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Well, sure, but I'm not running for office.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to change nobody's opinions.
Yeah. He's like, no, this is who you get.
Yeah. He asked me. I didn't even ask him to do it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Was that good for your?
That was great.
That's the segment.
Yeah. What's the next segment?
Wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's move that back. What usually happens when what was that thing they say? Hey, what did you do? Do it again. Hey.
At this point of the podcast, we
No,
like
you
to
went
do-
like you said at this point of the podcast we do a segment, and part of the segment's like, when was the last time you went, hey, what was the thing?
Hey,
I'm okay with myself.
I'm okay with myself.
Oh,
Go.
okay.
Go ahead, man.
Comedically, I do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't think you do.
No, I do. Yeah.
What are the daily affirmations?
yeah.
I'm grateful to be here
Okay.
and making fun of Jimmy.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That's a good one.
I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful
nice.
to be funny. I'm grateful. I'm fasting right now after.
Are you really?
Because I was grateful to be in Las Vegas this weekend, and on Friday night I got Detroit style pizza, which is my favorite style pizza. But I got pepperoni, and that made my asshole for the next 48 hours just pepper the back of a toilet seat.
Oh boy.
And I'm grateful that today I'm still on a fast. I have enough energy.
Okay.
And I had a solid stool today. So I guess I got that Pizza Rock Detroit style pepperoni clearly out of my ass.
Yeah.
What's Detroit style?
Dude, you've never had Detroit? Oh,
No.
you would like that, my man.
This just has cigarette butts in it.
I love so it's a good there is bad Detroit. Via 313 on the east side. That's a Detroit style. Not my favorite type of Detroit style. I think a good Detroit style should take about an hour to make because it's very slow cooked. But when it comes out, it's good.
Yeah.
Not my favorite. There's a place in Houston that does Detroit style that I haven't been to, but I'm a pizza guy, not like Portnoy, but you know, that kind of love of the game.
Yeah.
And I can eyeball a pizza and I'm like, yo, that looks that's
Okay.
and there's one in Houston. There's one in Vegas that we had that was again one of my favorite spots.
Really good, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So it's like this. It's
Oh, wow.
opposite of Chicago. Chicago's casserole where you cut into it and it's like filling.
Yeah.
Where Detroit style, it all sits up on basically like a focaccia slice. But the bread, the key to this is bread. Like the bread.
Yeah.
So as Dave Portnoy would say, looks heavy, but like an offensive lineman, looks heavy, but light on its feet.
Yeah.
That's a good Detroit style. Yeah. And the sides, because the way it's cooked in a deep dish pan, the sides are also covered with cheese. So it comes out blackened and that hard crisp and crunch on the outside. And that's why the 45-minute, they probably take 15 minutes and it's good. But the underneath, the undercarriage and the sides should be like crispy as a chip.
Okay.
And then it's soft. It really, I mean, it's something so simple in your mind to make pizza is actually, this is a science. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Now I must go
salivating.
pursue a Detroit style pizza.
Well, go to Via 313 on the east side. It's good.
I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah.
It's right by Roscoe's, right?
What's that?
It's by Roscoe's, yeah.
Right by Roscoe's. Yeah. If you enjoy pizza and you've never had Detroit style, it's worth it. It might not. It's a special, like, same with thin. It's not everyone likes a thin sliced pizza.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm a thin crust guy.
Yeah.
Same.
Then you might not like this.
No, man, I'll try it though.
Yeah.
I love pizza, so let's go try it.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Via
sure.
313. I know right where.
You
right
should
around the
go.
corner from Roscoe's. I know right where
You
it's
should
at.
do that. Yeah, go out, take a couple SSRIs, have a slice of pie.
Yes, that sounds like a night.
Sounds like a fun
Woo.
day. Yeah.
Party.
Hey, I'm grateful. Hey, I like myself right now.
Yeah. Wow. Is that how you eat pizza?
Well, I'm trying to be a physical entertainer right now.
Okay.
You are.
I'm trying to build the picture of Jimmy Moynihan at Via 313
That's what it's all about.
in a good mood.
Yeah.
So awesome, man.
I'll go to a pizza place in a bad mood too.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you do that? Do you have like I have a buddy, his big boy Dan Sanker in Toronto, and when I started headlining, I would like bring him on the road, and he said, he's real big boy. He goes, "There's two kinds of fat. There's the sad fat, and then there's the I just love food and I'm fat." And he's that.
Yeah.
I love those. Those are the best guys.
Dude.
To
They're the
eat
best
with.
ones.
Well, they're the best ones to eat with because sad fat will
Oh,
just
yeah.
kill them, right?
Yeah.
They don't even.
When they order a salad at a restaurant, I get so upset.
They eat
Like,
Twinkies at gas stations.
I just want to be like, just be yourself.
Yeah.
We're out to eat.
Oh yeah. You know who does that?
Eat a salad at home.
Yeah, fat women. Fat women do that too. They're like in the office. I'm like, stop it, you fucking cheeseburglar. Just eat it. Just eat it. You fat cunt. Like, come on.
This show's gonna have so many fucking warnings before it airs already. There's so many.
Oh,
but
right.
you know
This
what?
goes on,
Nobody can say we're terrible because you attacked everybody.
I attacked everyone.
Nobody
I hate
can.
the Jews. I hate the blacks. I hate them all.
Yeah, he's
everyone.
Equal opportunity.
Equal hate.
Yes.
End them all.
You're turning into Seinfeld.
Blow up Palestine and Israel.
Blow up Palestine.
You're watching Creek TV, and this was our headliner.
You're watching
the Black Jew.
Hey, thank you for tuning into Greek TV. Greek TV. I'm gonna fuck Jimmy in the ass right now. This is Greek TV.
Well, that's for our Patreon.
That's for the Patreon.
Thank you for tuning into Creek TV. This is JJ Lieberman. Just let the record show he'll never be booked at the Creek in the Game in Austin, Texas, or anywhere else when these clips get out there. Definitely not on any woman shows, not on any gay shows, not on any black shows. This is the end of his career. He thought he'd be doing this and nobody would watch. Oh, but the tables have turned. People are watching.
Oh, wow. That's a good promo.
Hey, go back to eating pizza. All right, then we're just going to sniff
I'm
this.
happy today. His career's over.
In this next segment,
I don't think I've laughed this hard in a while on a show.
Yeah,
this
it should be more famous. I agree with you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'll do more pods if that's cool though. Okay, cool. Okay.
let's kind of stay in this moment. Okay, next segment. When was your last spiritual experience?
Every day.
Yeah.
I meditate every day.
Are you the knees crossed on the floor meditation, or are you just like, hey, I just get in a quiet room by myself meditation?
Knees crossed on the floor, 12-inch cock up my ass. But yes. Dildo. But yes, on the floor. No, I do Wim Hof daily, probably 5-6 days a week.
Yeah.
And then I try and do at least 5-10 minutes every night of like, I do the gratitude thing at night.
Right.
I sit down and I have I call it the cuck chair, but it is a cuck chair. I have it set. So I moved to Austin 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I have this like 700 square foot or maybe less. So it's a bachelor, right? It's nice. Just very grateful for that. It's much more than I had in New York. And I have the chair, but it's all tight. And the mover said to me, "Mister, we don't have no more room for the chair." And I'm like, oh, just keep it, put it in the corner. And if there ever is the time that I meet someone, a beautiful lady, and she's willing to let me watch her get filled and drilled by a hung guy, I'll sit in that chair and masturbate. But if that's not the case, I will use this chair as kind of like I write in it, and I also so it's a specific like I literally the rest of the time I'm in this couch like when I'm watching TV, but that one is kind of like a creative. And at night I try and just go down every night and just just write a couple of things I'm grateful for. Nice. So I think that's very spiritual in terms, but even I do like also connecting with people like this, even though I am an idiot. I do like to have be around people who are actually trying to work on themselves, better themselves. Because most people will just try and be sad and depressed. And because everyone is. Everyone, and you can bitch and moan about it, or you can be proactive.
Yeah,
I agree 100%. With you that I think a lot of people are more sad and depressed than they let on. I don't understand. I've said this before. I don't know why more black guys aren't in mental health or getting mental health help. Because if you're a black dude and you live in the South, you should have PTSD already just from that experience. Yeah. But and then it's just like weird to me where they don't go like, oh, you can't go get mental health. Like it's a stigmata. I mean, it was a stigma about doing that.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I thought stigmata was a word.
Yeah, the word too. I said it out loud. I thought no, stigma.
No, I was like,
my
nice
hands
word.
bleed and people think I'm Jesus in the hood. But because I got mental health help.
Do you think there's a difference in the black community?
Huh?
Just inherently a difference in the black community.
Oh yeah, man, it's weird when it comes to anything like that in the black community. Sometimes when you start talking about getting mental help, they're just like, You're going to tell people your problem? You can't show weakness. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to off myself like everybody else in this family. I'm going to go get help.
Is suicide big in the Black community or no? It's different.
I think they keep it hidden.
Really?
We don't talk about it. There's a lot of things.
They'll say, drive-by shooting, but he really...
Yeah. Oh, my God. They will glorify that shit. Oh, he died in the game, but he died by suicide? They don't want to talk about that. They don't do that one. In fact, when I die, drive-by shooting. Jimmy, please make sure it happens. Tell everybody that's what happened. He was beefing with the BetterHelp people.
Drive-by shooting, but he had a noose around his neck and his dick in his hand. Drive-by
shooting.
Yeah, they caught him at an unfortunate time.
I was playing In Excess at the same time. I need you tonight.
I do like that era of music.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good. Come on, man.
Glam rock. Was that considered glam?
I think they were definitely a brand new version of it.
Yeah, right. I do like all that stuff.
They were so good, man.
Yeah.
In Excess was amazing.
Just all that music from that, like Dire Straits. I guess it's around the same.
Yeah, that's all 80s rock.
Yeah, 80s rock. I guess it's glam rock was what, 70s?
Yeah, but all In Excess did was 80s. Came out and revitalized it in the 80s. They didn't do anything different.
I think it was great music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really do.
Dude, you would love my record collection. Dude.
Really?
Oh yeah. I was listening to it before it was yacht rock though.
Yeah.
Y'all call it yacht rock now, but I grew up listening to like the Doobie Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire. And
I love Crosby,
that was the
Stills
music.
and Nash.
So good.
I write to Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Dude,
look,
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, what's that Guinevere song? Oh my God, that song's so amazing.
Yeah, I think their whole I like to write to live albums. Live performance, because there's an energy of in a studio versus in
live.
Like this is how you really get it.
This is how we would sound if we performed this right now in concert.
Yeah,
those are always awesome.
Also too, like a good concert, very similar to. I actually woke up. I'm very introspective towards the comedy. I don't like to necessarily call it art, even though people are like, "This is my art." And it's like, yeah, it is, but also. I don't ever want to come off pretentious, but I am like I woke up today in a dream about my act and like very introspective because there are days where I can tell in the moment, and again I don't want to get into comedy, but where you just you're not giving it. You just don't have the juice. You don't have the juice. You don't have the juice that you can dip that beef juice sandwich in. That beef. You don't have the au jus sauce.
I've had those days where it's like...
I've seen them. Every set you've done. Every set you've done. It just happened. I was watching your
my breakdown.
Yeah. Have you ever broke down on stage?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And it was a mental, I'm a drunk who shits his pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
No.
I've screamed at audiences.
Yeah,
really?
I've gotten mad.
Really?
Yeah. You don't believe it?
You put
Oh no,
that
I'm shocked. Yeah.
Really?
I've snapped at audiences, calling them faggots.
Wow.
In 2016, I was bombing so hard. I'm like, this is why Trump won, and I was in Canada. But they were so mad because there was a time where they, there was such a even in Canada, they were like there was the way which I never get sucked into the politics stuff. I don't care. But
smart man.
Yeah, who
those
cares?
people are miserable that are worried about that shit.
Miserable. Tend to the garden you can touch. Yes.
It's that easy.
Yes.
I'm watching dudes right now. My friend group, they have this subreddit that's all about Watch MAGA Burn. And it's all these dudes that were like big MAGA supporters.
Yeah.
And they're all in this group telling about how their lives are going to hell right now.
Why?
A lot of them got wives just up and divorced them. Say, "Oh, you voted? Bye, out."
Really?
Took their wife, took the kids. Yeah, losing their house, lost jobs. This is one that got me. There was a guy in there, and I guess he was a hardcore supporter, and his company was not based in the U.S. They're shutting the company down and moving out of the country because they said they felt like Trump was a fascist, and they were leaving. Yeah. So now all of them lost their jobs. He's been with this company 16 years, no retirement.
Really?
And so... I'm sitting like I don't want to see
They're
bad
all your
things.
friends, but
A lot of these were my friends.
Oh, they're sending you the subreddit of
Yeah, they're
someone
like, hey,
posting.
come watch this subreddit of these
Oh
people's
my
lives
God.
going
How
to hell.
could you? That's why I don't watch fight videos on Instagram because it's like it adds my I have my fupa, but it adds such a. I think that's if you want to know why people, and my theory on why people are sad and depressed at higher levels is because there's two reasons. And this is not me. I'm not that smart. Someone to argue, but people just watch either people overtly succeeding and it's never true. Yeah. You all post on social media. You're creating a perception.
Yeah.
Like I'll make that post and then right afterwards I'll start crying. No. But it's true. I bet you there are people that do that. They make these posts and right after they go back and the misery of it. And then on the other side, watching someone succeed and getting angry and depressed. If you will get sad about someone else's success or you get joy from someone else's failures, you're in a bad fucking state.
Yeah, and there's a whole group of that.
Yeah, I mean,
they're like,
that
oh my, and I'm like, man, you guys are getting joy. Like, I don't want to see anybody go through, like, he lost his wife, he lost his kids, he's lost his whole world is basically crumbling. And then I'm watching people go, serves him right. And I'm like,
disgusting.
Bro, what the hell do you mean? Like, that's still a human being at the end of the day. I don't care if I agree with how he votes or how he thinks. That's still at the end of the day, human being.
But if he is gay, you're...
Oh, yeah, he had it coming.
I swear he draws the line, yeah.
Yeah, I got to draw a line somewhere. I can't be perfect.
Nobody's that good.
Yeah, I got to draw a line somewhere and be hateful. So, but no, man, it's weird watching these groups, man, and it's growing. Yeah. Like, and they send me stuff all the time, like, watch this, and I'll be like,
it's crazy.
It's not a political. They'll tell you it's a political thing. It's not a political thing. Dude. It's an internet thing. It's a phone thing. This is exactly what social media wanted you to do. Everyone who started Silicon Valley, all of these companies, they wanted that. Why are Uber prices higher now? Why are Uber Eats higher now? Why is Airbnb higher? Because they put on a plan to make sure where they would take a loss early on and for years, get you dependent on all these services. And now you're dependent on it. And they're fucking you in the ass. And they're not even using lube. And they're creating a comfort of society. That's why nobody goes to the movies. That's why nobody goes out. That's why nobody speaks to their neighbor. This is what they've created. And they love that because someone's profiting from it too. It's the same thing with the military industrial complex. We can't fix. I walked over here. There's homeless people right there, but we can send money to people in the Ukraine. Fuck them and fuck everyone else. 10 to the garden you can touch. It's a high noon. I don't mean any of this. This is comedy.
Well, that's
Who was
fantastic.
that? If I'm ripping off Seinfeld, you fucking piece of shit. Was this too much, Jimmy? Do you regret this?
This is perfect. This
really
is so...
You gonna let me see your cock?
Yeah, that's the last segment.
No.
Yeah.
I do like skinny lean guys. They sometimes have the biggest hammers in the world.
Right.
So I used to have a bit
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
What was your bit?
Oh, about how I love a tall, skinny guy with a big dick. Sometimes it's so big, the cock looks retarded, like it was born in Chernobyl. The head's so big.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killer.
Freaks in nature.
Freaks of nature.
Yeah.
You know, he's not wrong about that, though.
Tall, skinny.
That's a very true fact. Like, usually if you see... if I see a super skinny guy and he's got a thick girlfriend, I'm like, yo, he's swinging.
Yeah,
he's swinging for the fences. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do like a thick piglet. I do like that. Best sex I've ever had with a little thick piglet gets on top of you, just rides you. She rests that fucking foop on your pelvic bone, and she has to ride it to get off and get that clit stimulated. I can fucking nut in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
What was the last?
Why?
Last...
by the way, mentally ill. Yes.
Yeah. I'm even more mentally ill.
That was your first question. No, you asked me. At
Last
the
question.
What
What makes you tick? What makes J.J. Lieberman tick?
Them fucking Palestinian protesters wearing that mujahideen garb.
Yeah, it gets you going.
You know what? We're going to be the biggest podcast in 2025, but it's going to be because everybody hates us. And I love it. We're going to bring all of America together with this episode in hatred of all three of us.
This is Creek TV, baby.
Creek TV. Thank you guys for coming out.
Coming out
Also,
strong.
Sister partner, Greek TV. That's where Jimmy Moynihan bends over the couch and gets his ass plowed.
Yeah. Yeah, check out
what
both.
takes me tick?
What makes you tick, yeah.
When you would ride the train in New York City, the one thing I would get so mad was these people would listen to their phones with no, like everyone else is on headphones,
yeah.
But these special people couldn't.
Right. Couldn't figure it out.
One time, I swear to God, and I'll never forget this, and I don't talk about this enough. There's a guy on the train who's listening to his phone, and everyone has that same thing. It's like, first of all, I actually try not to doom scroll on the train with I don't know if you've been to New York City or any major city and ride the transportation. The saddest thing is, if you really want to know where we are at society, is go on a train and ride it around. And everyone, once you see it, you won't ever unsee it. They all are hunched over like this.
It's so sad.
You've seen it, right?
Oh, yeah.
San Diego on their trolley.
It's so sickening.
It's so sad.
And it's not their fault.
No.
We're programmed people.
Yeah.
We're programmed people. And you know, you have people like Jonathan Haidt, who wrote that book. He wrote The Anxious Generation, and then he just wrote that book about tell your kids about the phone stuff, and it was a great book. I listened to like the first hour, and it's like, oh, I get this, right? Yeah. You see that. But there was always, every day, every commute, you know, you're living in a place with 8 million to 10 million people.
Yeah.
It's unhealthy to begin with. It is the most amazing city I've ever been in. I love it. But there are a lot of unhealthy things, and can't I just ride the train in fucking peace?
Yeah.
Can't I just have one moment of peace? And someone's just blaring some kind of Latin propaganda, but they're
you're such an ass. You have to be such an asshole to do that.
No, it's not even an asshole. You're just so selfish.
Yeah.
You know, and you want to talk about moments of self-reflection. Like a couple days ago, I am listening to something. I'm in a Blue Ribbon market, like a bodega convenience store. And I said I was on, my headphones were in, and I just said, do you have any, and she's like, oh, I didn't realize you were talking to me. You didn't say anything. And I actually then, in that immediate moment, felt so bad. I couldn't just go like this and say, hey, excuse me. Like, you know, I actually do try and carry myself with somewhat of a higher standard. And that's not because I'm famous. No. No, but in serious, like, I try always to like carry myself with somewhat decency, unless you're speaking, like literally the only time I kind of will get mad is if you're on the phone with someone and they're like pretending they're like, hey, my name is Andy. I'm like, it's not Andy. Don't fucking lie to me, right? I know you're in Uttar Pradesh right now. Stop fucking lying to me. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
But that is
my name is Andy.
My name is Andy, and I'm calling from here. Stop. Raheel, stop it.
Knock it off.
But that
to my buddy Andrew Nukala, he's joking. He does not mean you. He doesn't know you. I actually do know Andrew Nukala. That sounds just like that. And I'm like, hey, that is my Andy.
There's got to be one.
There's one, but he's the only one I met, and I thought he was joking when he told me that. So,
so people listen to it all the time. And then one time I'm on minding my own business, and again, I tried it. I would always bring my notepad. I bring a notepad a big one.
Yes,
a big one.
Yeah,
I'm proud of what I do. And I'm proud, like some guy, we're walking under the underpass. He's like, oh, you're writing shit? I'm like, yeah, I am. Yeah. I am writing shit. And what?
So what?
Yeah, literally. And I said that. I'm like, and what? What's your fucking joke? Right? And so he just stopped.
Wow.
But no, so, and then one time some guy is blasting whatever he's blasting. Some dude who was actually just wearing a mask, but you could tell in New York, there's guys who, a lot of people wear masks and a lot of people wear the balaclava. And you can tell, man, you don't fuck with certain people.
No.
Right? My buddy actually got shot someone. It was a comic and he shot someone and he's fled the country.
Jesus.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah.
But
If I see, the one where they're just
balaclava,
pulled up, that one, you're going, that's special forces, bro.
A lot of the people in New York, because it's, you can, there's no cops on the train, rarely, sometimes, but anyways, this guy, and I'll never forget it. And this guy's like blasting music. This one dude who I remember, he's wearing the hoodie, the blue mask, and I guess he just had enough and he took his head and just fucking banged it against it. And again, vigilantism, I don't condone that. And I don't condone violence. I hate violence. But there's sometimes you're like, you just do a fist at the side, a little small fist pump at the side.
I know exactly what you mean.
But the guy, I think, was honestly, he didn't know why the guy did it.
Oh, wow.
Because he was just like looking around
now that's
the
tragedy.
That is the tragedy.
No lesson was learned.
No lesson was learned, and we live in this, and so to bring it all around, that kind of ticks me off. But also, too, I do have empathy. If you're that fucking stupid, God, man.
But that's a lot of people that are.
Yeah, but it might be better. It might be. Sometimes I do think the ignorance is better.
I know. Yeah. I look around and I know there are people. There's a thing where it's like, are you being an asshole because that's who you are, or are you being an asshole because you truly don't know any better? And the problem that we have in our society right now is there's a lot of people just don't know any better.
Yeah,
they're just walking around just being pieces of shit and not even aware that, wow, you are really not a good person.
I mean, again, look at where we block outside. This is the most dangerous meth heads, and people, they'll fucking come at you for something that you said on this podcast. And you're like, they care? Well, you don't care. You don't care. You don't care about the people outside. You don't care about the people who don't eat. You don't give a fuck about the people collecting cans to survive in this country. You're just fake and phony, and you just want brownie points because people will, likes and shares, and it makes
that bothers
you feel
me
good.
When they're all like, what about the kids? You're always worried about kids until, they're locked in a cage or shooting up a school, and you... Thoughts and prayers. So, see, that's why I got kicked out of a church, because I couldn't see it. I called people out for that shit. So.
Really?
But that's the thing, man. Our society, we're going through a thing right now where I just watched on social media where a CEO got shot, and I watched half my friend list be like, and he had it coming. And I was like, people that said it were not the people I expected to say that.
Yeah.
That was very shocking.
I mean, that was not to get too much into that, but that was it's a very complex situation. A couple people, and to end, not go on, a couple people would have good opinions about like, oh yeah, you're just doing the, rich people would say you're just doing the dirty work, but you're doing it cleanly. You're killing a million people. But also too, if you're a rich person and you have a nasty opinion about a CEO of a healthcare company, you're also like, well, what's the solution? You're just saying don't do it, but what's the actual solution? Charge more so nobody can afford it, so then you can get all the care you want? Or why don't you take some of your millions of dollars and instead of giving it to yourself, pay for 15 people's cancer treatment every year? So what's the fucking solution if it's not the healthcare companies that are having to do this? What's the actual solution? So it's very easy to go on this rant about how Brian Thompson's this evil villain, which again, I do think it is evil what they do, but what is the fucking solution? How do you make the healthcare system better? And I'm from Canada, and I say make the healthcare system better by giving social, like use tax dollars. Don't send money to, like nobody's saying, why are those same people, why are we sending money to Ukraine when we don't have socialized healthcare?
Right.
Why do nobody say that? And why does nobody die on the sword? Like you care so much about politics. You talk about fascist Trump, but why, if there's something you can die on the sword, you're not dying on the sword with that? Why not?
Yeah.
Right? Why protest Bill Cosby yesterday, but still not protest him every day if you're going to make something your thing? Or do you like to make everything your thing when it's convenient to you? No.
There's a lot of those.
Can we blur out all the racist stuff I said today?
No, you leave all that in. Every bit of that in.
Then blur out my good opinions. Blur.
All right.
Jimmy, you want to fix that question eventually?
Oh, yeah. So I'm so glad the conversation went the way it did. But the question is, what makes you tick?
Not what ticks you off. Yes. What's the thing that makes you get up every morning?
Oh, yeah. Well, why don't you ask it normal?
I said, what makes you tick?
Yeah, tick.
Yeah.
Oh, tick. Yeah. What's the difference?
What gets you going? What drives you?
You really want to know?
Kind of.
I really do.
Really?
Yeah.
I love. I said this since I was on the phone with a great comedian in New York guy, Andre Kim, who was actually just out here.
Oh.
I'll give you an example. Andrew Schultz, Kendrick Lamar right now. I'm not necessarily like a huge Schultz comedy guy. Like I don't sit down and watch his stuff. I don't watch his podcast. But that man inspired me that he will go to the lengths of keeping this back and forth thing with Kendrick, who is a badass, you're right? Yeah. But he is going toe to toe with the biggest rapper in the world. And we also have different followings than people in the rap game. Yeah. So he's dipping his toes in dangerous water and fearless. Yeah. And fearless. And if that's not something that you, like Rogan, if that's not something also you want to strive for and get up every day and hopefully be that in your comedic career and as a person, they seem like both great people, and you fall 99.999% short of what they have accomplished, you're living a good life too. So that's
yes.
I mean, you could have just asked me what gets me going every day.
Yeah.
We've heard.
Yeah. But I
could have phrased it better.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I think that's the old school way of saying it is what makes you tick. What's that thing that drives you and makes you work and like a watch. Yeah. But I think now when we said it 2 weeks in a row, everybody has told us the thing that ticks them off and grinds their gears. Yeah. And I was like, we're angry people.
So wait, hold on. Let me just get this thing straight. So you just listened to me rant for 15 minutes about the subway and didn't correct it? Like you could have, by the way, went, wait.
Well, I kept trying to jump in, but you were talking really fast.
Well, maybe you'll grind for the next 13 years in comedy and think nothing but stand-up jokes, and eat shit for your whole fucking life.
Oh, dear.
And then move to New York with less than $2,000 to make less than $20,000 in New York City whilst making sure two senior dogs survive. And then you get to a point where you're so fucking alpha that nobody can interrupt you. And then you'll understand that.
Well, that's what I'm going to do next year.
Last question. Dogs or cats?
Guy, 2 senior dogs, the love of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's to be honest with you, if you want to know what makes me tick, making sure that they have a safe and comfortable daily life.
Yeah.
Yes. Making sure when I go on the road that there's someone who cares about them, making sure that everything I do, and it has been, obviously it's self-aggrandizing. It's all for me. I want money, power, respect, bitches, hoes, twinks. But
dogs.
At the same with the dog, I do want them knowing that they have same with the kids, that they're healthy, and I've done everything I could do to make sure, and I fuck up. I'll have moments of losing my mind and losing my temper and maybe taking out on them. I'm not like beating them, but like just screaming, if they wear diapers, if they piss on the floor or whatever, I get angry, or I might jerk a dog chain a little bit too aggressively. And I'm like, you got to be better than that. But yes, they are what make my motivating factor of being a good dog dad. But also I do think it's the same thing with having kids. I think it can make you a better person. Now there's obviously evil people that love their kids and do anything for their kids, but I do think there is something of being a good dog dad or a good parent or a good I'm sure you have a cat because you're a fucking fag, but
I do have a cat, but he's in Florida. So
you're gonna get to see your cat for Christmas, right?
Justin's laughing too hard at that one.
We've killed Justin. Just died back there. Yeah, the strongest guy this whole episode has been Justin trying to hold it in, listening to this insanity.
I love dogs, but cats, cats are where it's at. All right, where can we find you?
What do you mean? You DM me?
For the people watching the show, JJ, where can they find you?
Or you
online?
could just say, hey,
Social
thanks for
media.
doing the podcast. This is JJ Lieberman. Go check him out. So now I have to be like, oh, go to okay, I'll go to my Instagram, JJ Lieberman Live. I have a show January 17th.
Can I restart the question?
Austin. Nope. I have a show January 17th, Austin, Texas, and March 30th in Tampa.
Oh, perfect. I didn't realize you were actually doing it.
You didn't think I toured the fucking country?
I know you tour the country. Yeah. And Instagram handle, we'll put it somewhere.
JJ Lieberman Live.
Cool. Yeah, JJ is so funny and
I know. I found that
crushes and so happy that you came.
Were you?
The ending has to be kind of sentimental.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we're so happy that you came and kind of got into the weeds and figured some stuff out. Okay.
I liked it. So this is my problem. I love doing stuff like that.
Me too.
But it's I'm some might say a little too much.
I needed it. I don't know why, but this is what my universe needed today.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I came into this room and this is exactly, like my mood is so elevated right now. So thank you for being on here. This is also my last episode because I did not talk the whole episode. I don't know if y'all know. I just showed up to hear JJ rant. That was all. Starting next week, I'll have a show that we host in the alley called Rants with JJ where we meet for an hour after he works out.
I'd buy tickets. Okay, cool. And so we're going to wrap it up and
I've never.
I got this.
I love it.
Tell the folks where they can find us.
You can find me at Coach Silky on Instagram. Who?
I'm letting you wrap it up.
Oh yeah. Sorry. You can find me at Coach Silky on Instagram and at the Pain Management Podcast on Instagram. At Pain Management Podcast. Jimmy, where can we find you?
Jimmy Moynihan on Instagram.
Okay,
cool. Well, this has been amazing. And we'll see you next time.